Drew, I am going to bring up someone else I think you're a fan of, and everyone watching I think is a fan
Oh
of.
yeah.
You know her as Sue, a member of the All Valley Committee in the Cobra Kai series. She is the very talented actress, Cara AnnMarie. Cara, how are you?
How are you? I'm doing awesome.
That's great. It's so wonderful to have you here.
It's so here, and I hopped on, and I could see Mark talking, and I'm such a huge fan also of his work. So I feel like we all should have been in the same, just talking all at once at each other. Like up in, like I love your work.
Well, now, so first of all, Cara, I have to ask you, what has it been like being part of the Cobra Kai series? Because the series started, on YouTube, and it has just absolutely exploded. What has that ride been like for you?
I mean, it's been a ride, definitely. I'm so proud of the journey that is continuing to go. I often think about where it did start and getting these auditions coming in and thinking like, I don't know, Ralph Macchio is going to have a car dealership. Like, I'm not sure what's going on. But oh, hi. And but just once we started filming it, we knew it was something really special. At that point, it was living on YouTube, but it got an immediate, really loyal fan base, and that fan base has ridden through with us until coming onto Netflix, and now it's just grown and grown and grown, and it's just been such a wonderful experience, and also just connecting with the fans of a story that you're a part of is really unique. And you can work on different projects, and Peter, hi. And it can have fans of the show, but they might not really be connecting with your characters so much, and this has just been so special, like the fan art that gets made, and like getting to meet everybody when I was out in LA, at different events, and it's just been just such a great, positive, fun experience.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Drew, I know you're obviously a fan of the Miyagi-verse, which means you're a fan of the All Valley, which
Yeah.
means you're a fan of the All Valley Committee. What do you have any questions for Kara?
I want to know, like what Ben just said there. What do you think about a spinoff about the All Valley Committee, Kara? Because I think that would be awesome. I would watch that.
I'm down with that idea for sure. And I think about, I was kind of just going back and rewatching stuff as we're getting ready for season 5 to come out. And it was such a really cool thing also to have worked with the other board members, Keith, Kurt, Matt, and now we got Brian added to us. In that first season 1, Ralph was on there with us. And then when we came back for 4, we had just spent so much time together that it was like being back with your family when we were working on 4. And I remember that board scene specifically. We probably laughed for 11 straight hours of filming. I mean, it was so fun, and I just could work with them all day long. They're just great people. The writing's so good. So a spinoff, I think we could do some really funny work together on something like that. I definitely know we as a board talk about it a lot whenever any of the creators are in earshot. We're certainly throwing out names and like just letting everybody know we're ready, if that is an idea that's out there.
We'll advocate for you. I think we can help.
Oh, 100%. And Kara, you mentioned that you laugh for 11 straight hours while filming that scene. What is it like being on set? Are you working those long hours every day when you're filming? What is that experience like?
We were shooting that whole thing in one day. And there was a lot of play involved with it. So, we were really going back and forth. It did not feel, I've never been on the Cobra Kai set where I ever felt like, oh, I'm working. This is really just gotta get out of here. It's so much fun, and it's such a positive family environment, really, that and I always talk about, like, that comes from the top down, that comes from the biggest stars of the show, that comes from the big three, John, Josh, and Hayden. Like, those are just some great people, and they are who set the tone, I think, on the set. And it isn't grueling by any means. There's, especially what we're doing, it's a lot of just playing. And then I do remember when we were shooting, it was a little different this, when we were doing 4, because COVID was going on, so they were kind of separating us a little bit from any crowds or each other, kind of just to stay safe. But we were around a little bit, that maybe we weren't working, but the cool thing was we could go to craft services, grab a little snack, and then kind of sneak backstage and watch what the action was that was filming at the time. So that's how we're kind of spending our downtime when we get it, which is, it's such a gift to watch, even to be watching Martin Cove and everybody just acting, for other actors to be able to be standing there watching these great legendary actors is a total gift.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Drew, do you have any other questions for Cara?
Yeah, Cara, do you have, I guess it's tough. I don't know if it's the moment where you mentioned where you guys were laughing for 11 minutes straight, but do you have a favorite moment that you've had as being part of the show so far, whether it's a scene that you've been in or whether it's something that maybe happened off camera? Like, can you talk a little bit about that for some of the viewers?
Well, I did have a great time doing the board meeting of season 4. But in going back, I'm just being so nostalgic. I feel like lately, because of how, season 5 getting ready to come out, and there's a lot of like, what's this whole arc going to be like? I do think back on our first meeting in season 1, and some of those like great lines. I think I had forgotten how funny some of that season 1 stuff was, with the like, corn dogs and the whole fighting over the mats. And then Daniel comes in, and Daniel, it was also our first time meeting Ralph and Billy, who were both just so kind and lovely. But there's something so special about your first meeting with people that, you grew up watching these guys. And I do remember being really moved by their relationship off camera, and how close they are, and just how kind they are to each other, and just good friends. They've known each other for most of their lives, and that's a really inspirational thing to see these guys really just enjoying kind of the resurgence of these characters. And it was, so I have lots of great memories. I think every time I step onto the set, there's not a, down moment. I'm just kind of pinching myself the whole way through. It's just a crazy thing to be a part of it and asked to come back. I mean, what a huge gift and compliment.
Awesome. Thank you. That's awesome.
Absolutely. And Cara, what's your hope for the Cobra Kai series going forward? And also, are there some other projects that fans can look out for that you'll be in?
Yeah, my hopes, I mean, obviously I want to see more of the All Valley board. I think there's got to be a way that we're intermingled with these characters in a really interesting way outside of the tournament a little bit. I do think that could happen somewhere. Also, what's going on with all of us. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. And, but I mean, it's just the growth of all of the characters on the show, and just the conversations that are being had each season, I think are so special. I was actually, this is a little side note, but I was just talking to somebody about how I was listening to a podcast, and in the podcast, there were 2 guys talking, and they were both like really struggling with a relationship that they had when they were kids with each other. And now they're grown men and they're talking about it. And one of the guys, in an attempt to sort of connect with the other guy, said, "Have you watched Cobra Kai?" And I was like, "What's happening?" And he said, "You know, I was like the Stingray. I was like this older guy that came back and like wanted to be a part of the kids, and like the kids sort of accepted me, but they like didn't really know who I was." And I just thought, like, that's what's really special about this show. They're helping people that maybe don't know how to explain, you know, relationships or dynamics or bullying or parent child dynamics and different things. There's just some awesome, really needed conversations happening in the show. So I hope that just keeps going that way. As far as other work, I do have a new Netflix show that I'm coming onto. I'm playing a doctor in a show called Florida Man. I don't know exactly when that's dropping. I kind of have heard some different rumors, but I haven't gotten an exact date. So hopefully that's coming out soon. And I've worked on a new YouTube web series that I think's it's called Redacted series, and it's launching just right on YouTube. And I think it's going to be really cool and interesting. I'm the whole third episode with another guy who is fantastic, Eddie. So there's some really cool stuff that I'll definitely be, you know, follow me on social media. I will be sharing all of that stuff.
And what is your social media handle?
Cara AnnMarie. That's it. Cara .AnnMarie. Yeah. Cara AnnMarie.
Perfect.
You'll find me.
That's wonderful. And Cara, I have to say, it was so amazing having a chance to meet you at the Live and Badass event in LA. It was just such a great place to meet you. You are phenomenal in the show. I always want more Sue. And I really appreciate you coming to speak to us today. And I might bring in someone who you might know.
Oh my.
It's the Cobra Kai kid.
What?
Drew, the Cobra Kai kid.
How are you, Cara?
How are you?
I'm doing great. Ken, Drew.
Hey.
What's up, guys?
Good to see you. Good to see you, Drew. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me. It's great to see all of you guys.
And Drew, we will bring you in just a second. I just want to take this opportunity to thank Cara AnnMarie. Thank you so much for spending time with us today, for telling us about Sue. And everyone, go follow her on social media. Watch out for Florida Man. Cara, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ken. So awesome chatting with all you guys, and we'll have to reconnect after you know, we see it all. It's happening.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Fun. I'll see you soon.
All right.
Bye,
Have a
Cara.
good night.